What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I was just working on my handstands today, and I'm getting pretty good at them. So I was like, let me make a how-to video because I think some of you guys might want to know. I think it's a cool skill to have, and it's coming from like a bodybuilder, muscle man. So I was stiff, I'm heavy. Well, I've been getting lighter, but I know that some people will feel that way, like, oh, I got too much muscles, or I'm too heavy to do the handstand. And that wasn't the case with me. I just kept drilling it, and I eventually got it. I got it pretty fast too, because I started around COVID time, like right before COVID hit. They closed the gyms, so I started going to the parks outdoors, and I just started banging out my calisthenics, and handstands was a part of that, and I just kept on working on it. So I want to show you some of the exercises that just helped me get it down. Because I used to be real shitty at it. I'd be falling over, whatever. But my dude KP would say, he'd be like, man, it's just like walking, like eventually this shit's just gonna become, second nature. You're just doing it upside down. So, you can do it. All right, so let's start with exercise 1. All right, so the first exercise we're gonna do is the pike push-up. And the reason we're gonna do the pike push-up is because you have to engage your abs, and you got an anterior pelvic tilt them in, and the way that your body's lined up and the angle that it's at, it's very similar to the actual full handstand position. And handstand push-ups when you want to get there, it's like the same thing. So to get into the pike push-up, walk your hands. You get as crunched up as you can. Then you get on your tippy toes, you crunch your abs in, then you do your push-ups. Whatever. So, that's the first exercise. And like I said, it's going to build up that strength because it's a very similar position. So, that's the first exercise I do. The second thing you could do is the elevated pike push-up. It's the same thing, but you're elevated, makes it more difficult, and I feel like you can kind of crunch your abs in more. But also your legs are off the ground, so you're getting that feel, more work in your upper body. You're gonna feel it. Those are super legit. You can never get too good for those, because even when you get your handstand nice, that's just gonna build up more strength for you. So that's always gonna be a good exercise, a nice staple in getting them handstand gains. So first exercise, pike push-ups. Exercise 2, elevated pike push-ups. All right, we're gonna take it to the wall. For exercise number 3, we're gonna do some assisted wall handstands. So our goal with this, we wanna do an anterior pelvic tilt. We want our body to be like straight, perfectly straight. You don't wanna do this. It's probably gonna feel easier like this, and you're probably gonna feel stronger and like, hey, you're doing it, which is okay, but eventually try to get like that. Okay, that's what we're trying to, replicate, emulate, because that's how your handstand needs to be. So, I like to get into it with your belly facing the wall. I feel like it's way easier that way, because most of the times you're probably thinking like you should do like a, cartwheel into it almost. But it's easy if you just walk your feet up. And you might want to already start doing your anterior pelvic tilt. Just already started. So we get up, you just try your best to stay flat. You don't want to do this. You want to try your best to get it as close as possible. try a straddle. And you know, just cartwheel out. Yeah. So that's exercise number 3. And then of course, build some more strength. We'll call it exercise number 4, wall handstand push-ups. That will build strength, obviously, and just get you that, I feel like some stability muscles. You're gonna find yourself in a handstand and you might drop to like bent arm positions and you need to straighten. This, the handstand push-ups on the wall are gonna build that strength up for you. So, you'll build some stability muscles up, so when you jump into your handstand just freely, they're just kind of ready to catch you. So yeah, same thing with the handstand push-ups. Do your best to interior pelvic tilt, keep your shit tight, keep it straight, keep it strong. And let's do them. Cool. Those will get you fucking built and get you right, okay? So, those are 4 really good ones that you can just put into a circuit. Like, start with, do like 5 to 10 pike push-ups. Go and do 5 to 10 elevated pike push-ups. Go do some wall handstand holds, just hold that shit for like 30 seconds each set. Then go do some wall handstand push-ups and do a burnout, as many reps as possible. And do that circuit like, 3 times. That's what I would do. But I got some more stuff for you. When you get into a handstand, your upper body's in your core, and your shoulders and your arms are really gonna be, holding you up, but your legs can also give you a real good boost. Your hips and your legs pointing upwards, it gives you some elevation. It just makes everything easier on you. You get your muscles alive. Like a non-active muscle is a weak muscle. It's like a dead muscle. It's gonna be heavy. When you get that shit active, it's helping you. So what helped me get my hips and my legs involved in the situation was doing this crow pose and tilting upwards to a handstand. Now I know if you're just getting into handstands, it's not gonna be easy. But I just want you to find this feeling. I want you to feel your hips tilt upwards. Because I'd be falling out of it too. I couldn't just press in the handstand, but the feeling of your hips tilting and giving you a boost to go up is what I want you to feel. Like, you're here, you're going into it, and then your hips tilt. You see that? You're here, and then your hips tilt up. And it helps you shoot up. It helps you shoot. So you come. You're down here. Yeah, even if it doesn't look pretty, even if you fall out right away, I just want you to feel your hips shooting up. That will give you some good muscle memory, and when you jump into your handstand, you'll feel it. You'll be like, oh, I feel my hips actually now. Instead of you just balancing around, okay? That's good. Now, the last thing is actually jumping into the handstand itself. So just straight up being here and kicking one leg up right into the handstand. Just jump into it. Jump into it. Even if you're falling all over the place. Even if you're like, oh, and you're like, oh shit. And you barely, whatever it is, I want you to jump into it and just keep on doing it. But what I want you to do is be mindful of each rep. Make sure that you're like, hey, I'm not just jumping into it mindlessly. When I jump into it, I'm making sure my abs are tight. I'm making sure that my hands are actually pushing through the floor so I get an upward push instead of you just shaking around. Because what's gonna happen is you need to stabilize you need to connect your upper body with your lower body. That's gonna be your abs and your hips. It's like the center, it's that unit that's connecting the two, bringing it to one. And then your hands are just gonna like control all that weight as one. If you lose your legs, shit's gonna get wobbly. If you lose your core, everything's gonna disconnect. So make sure each time you go into it, you're not gonna feel it at first, but over time, you're gonna start making these connections. You're gonna feel like, oh, I feel like my hands were pressing up more that when I felt it. You're gonna be like, oh, I jumped in there at first, I was all wobbly. When I stabilized my core, everything stabilized for just a second. I still fell over, but I felt that connection. You're looking for those. You're looking for those connections. Because I want you to think of this as like, when you do maybe 150 reps of it, your body upgrades. Like 150 fuck-ups, your body will finally make a new connection. I want you to think of it like that. You jump into that 150 times, your body's gonna upgrade. If you hold that wall handstand if you hold that wall handstand for say 15 to 20 minutes over time, when you hit that mark, even if you spread it out throughout like 2 weeks, once you hit that 10-minute mark where you've held that for 10 minutes, your body will upgrade. So that's how you should be thinking about it. Just get your body these reps, get your body these holds, so it upgrades, gets familiar with the feelings, and your body will fucking adapt and level up, rise up to the occasion. So what I'm thinking right now, I got my abs flexed, I got an anterior pelvic tilt in. Not out here, we got it like this. I got my shoulders a bit relaxed, and I'm ready to let this leg kick up and lead the way up. Don't ever let it stop activating. Like that kick is gonna guide you all the way up. You'll feel it. So, flex my abs, I'm getting shit straight. I wanna kick my legs up. And breathe. You can try straddle, tuck, whatever the fuck. Whatever you want. Yeah, man. Those 6 things. Pike push-ups, pike holds, anything in that pike position, elevated pike position. We went to the wall for assistance for wall handstand holds, wall handstand push-ups. And then you come over here for the real thing. You actually got to put yourself in the position and try it out. And then that crow pose to the handstand is going to help you get your hips and your legs involved. You're going to feel that. And then also when you're jumping into it, I want you to feel your legs giving you that boost up. And once you do that, make sure your hands are still pushing up. Make sure your core is strong, keeping it all connected. Bam, up. I know that if you do those exercises, you will get the handstand down in no time. It's going to be looking nice. I truly feel like if a guy like me did it, I know you guys can do it too. Because I feel like I came from a disadvantaged spot. Like I felt like I was too muscular, felt like I'm really heavy. But I've been doing it when I've been like 200 pounds. I've just been cutting down. I've been shredding recently, so I'm lighter these days. But I was doing this shit at 200 plus pounds. So anybody can do it. Just got to put your mind to it. You got to put that fucking work in. Yeah. So make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna see you guys next time.